Hey there folks, and welcome to another Factorio Reddit Weekly. I'm Exterminator, and thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, we are checking out the top posts for the previous week on the Factorio subreddit. We're going to hop right into it here, with the first one being Factorio saved my life last night. So this seems interesting. I've been struggling with depression since 2019. Oh dear. Oh man. I'm really sorry. This person, around 1 a.m. and I was so close to ending until I was just started looking through my Steam library, trying to get my mind off everything until I saw Factorio. Started up and played until 6 a.m. and I didn't even know that much time went by. I started laughing and just surprised myself about how everything just went down. I went to bed and I just woke up. I'm doing much better this morning. There's a good chance if I didn't start playing last night, I may not be alive. Wow. That is a very serious note to start the video with, but I'm glad we read it because this is really important that, Factorio did help and just, they were able to share their struggle and it helped them through that. Brother engineer, there is much optimizing to be done. Our coal fields are running low and there's a better biters at our east wall. And remember, as much as in Factorio as in real life, after night comes another sunrise, which charges our endless solar field. Nice. I like it. Remember to put accumulators to keep going through the night. So I'm really glad that this person's still with us, and I feel for him. Pollution means production. I like this. Clean air is for biddies. Or biddies. Keep our economy rolling. Pollution means production. There we go. Sadly, pollution is needed, otherwise the biters just turn into morons and never attack. I got sick of Megabase lag due to pollution calc, so I tried with it off. I might as well have turned off biters as they never attacked without pollution triggers for growth and attacking. Yeah, so for anyone who didn't know, I've mentioned this a lot in my videos, but it's not really common knowledge because it's not really said anywhere, like in-game. The enemy attacks only trigger when the bases are hit by pollution. So if you turn off pollution or just slow it spread or kill the bases that would be within your pollution range, you never get attacked because that's the only thing that actually triggers the attacks. They'll still evolve, but they won't actually send out attack parties if they're not being hit by pollution. Terrifying spaghetti mall that somehow works. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, this is kind of terrifying. I want it. What are the inputs? I see iron and copper, but it looks like the red and blue circuits come from nowhere. So delivered by requester chest. Interesting. Yeah, there are some requesters in here. So it looks like I think just one lane of iron, or sorry, one lane of copper, maybe 2 lanes of iron. This is nuts, man. This is scary. From the looks of it, red and blue okay, so we did that. Just saw it has 2 light armor factories, literally unusable. This is how you automate labs early game. I mean, this is actually pretty nice build. A lot nicer than the builds I do, that's for dang sure. I do something like this for the first few red science researches, but I prefer green to be fully automated from the start. Too many researchers taking hundreds of packs, and I don't like to need to come back to the assemblers every few minutes at such a crucial stage. Yeah, I would agree. I basically never do like a small jumpstart build for green science. I like to have it completely automated. I do a little jumpstart build for red science fairly often though. This is a very nice one though. I think I have the train grid for my new base figured out. Oh, okay, they're using Renee. I thought I saw jump and train in there. They're using Renee transportation to jump their trains. This is absolutely hilarious, and I love it. I needed too much time until I spotted those trampolines. Can we have bridges? No, we have bridges at home. Bridges at home. Yes. Roundabout maniac. Oh, gosh. When you fly across the galaxy and realize you've got to connect all the walls on your cargo trailer and there's no cargo. Oh dear, that is not good. I just unlocked spaceships with this mod. Why do we want them? It's not obvious to me yet. Fluid transport without barrels, cheaper personal transport to explore new places, long distance travel, or rockets when you need too much fuel. And it's fun. And delivery to asteroid fields. Yeah, so this is space exploration if you didn't know. I feel very bad for them though. They just lost all their cargo. Why only my rightmost steam engines work? The other 6 on the left says there's no fluid, but a few seconds ago they worked. I'm going to try to decipher this before reading the comments. I mean, I would just say that maybe they aren't drawing enough power to have them turn on. I don't see an obvious. I mean, this should certainly split unless there's some... I mean, I wouldn't put it past there to be some crazy, weird, dumb fluid thing where it's not actually splitting down here correctly. But, well, the first thing obvious is that one boiler can't support this many steam engines. That would be the first thing. It should still, like, I don't even see steam in here. It should at least still be sending some down. But maybe there's just none left because it's the perfect ratio here. So that would actually be the answer, now that I think about it a little more. Should have got that initially. One boiler won't supply more than that, so it's going straight into these, and I mean, that's a good sign. I guess my instinct was that the way the fluids that it would just send some this way regardless, but it's actually being smart enough to send them all this way and fully powering these two, and then that's all the steam we have anyway, so... one boiler can only produce enough steam for 2 engines. Wait. I have another set of 2 boilers and 8 steam engines vertically aligned. Each engine is connected to another engine as opposed to this post-horizontal pipe, and they all work. Well, they don't all work fully, because that's not the right ratio, so... Also, the engine will only work when the power is required. Yeah, it's definitely only 1 boiler for 2 engines. It may be deceiving, because what could be happening is that they don't need all the power, so it may seem like the 2 boilers support 8 engines, because they're not actually having full draw on them. But, yeah. Okay, thanks, Reddit. First night of this game done. Thoughts on my first factory? Interesting. They've not discovered splitters yet. Well, they did, but they're... Okay. I love this. I actually love this. I'm not like making fun. I love this because maybe they discovered the splitters later and haven't changed this yet, or haven't made the connection they could use splitters here. I have actually almost never seen this, using inserters to split off from the main bus. I will admit I did something like this in my first factory. So again, I'm not criticizing. This is... I love it. It just cracks me up because, I mean, there are some like they're using splitters here pretty effectively. But, yeah. Oh, man. This is my first Factorio factory. I have a ton of hours in Satisfactory. Okay. What is this madness? What you thought was enough is never enough. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I like it. I just bought the game and I'm 6 hours in. How am I doing? Wait, is this the same person? No. Looks pretty good. This is actually the opposite of the other post we saw. This is well, too many boilers for the steam engines, but again, that's certainly better than not enough, so no biggie there. Got some good smelting going, some good labs. They have, looks like red and green science automated. I like it. It's spaghetti-ish, but it seems to definitely work. Got some steel going, too. Tip I have is to not go look for any guides yet. Go as far as you can until you get stuck. Then maybe you get a little push in the right direction. This is an absolutely fantastic piece of advice. I believe this is from the person who made that first post, actually. It is. Yes, this is a great piece of advice. And this is advice I'd like to give. Just because it kind of, in my opinion, it kind of ruins your experience if you just are brand new to the game and you just go right off and start looking at guides and videos. It's so much more fun to learn organically. And then if you really do get stuck, definitely go look up some tips so you don't like rage quit, but definitely just kind of learning through it on your own, I think, makes it so much more enjoyable. Apply. Inserter not taking iron plates from furnaces. Help this new, please. But that's because you have them inserting into the iron furnaces. I mean, to be fair, they don't have the arrows displaying on the inserters with alt mode. They do have alt mode on, and I'm going to complain about this again. I constantly do, but I'm going to complain about it again. Alt mode is not on by default, the advanced info, and even if you find out to turn it on, which appears they have, also not on by default is the showing of inserter arrows and splitter arrows and stuff. So that's like a double bad. Not by the player, but settings wise. So yeah, I mean, I can definitely see why they made this mistake. It would be very obvious, I think, had the arrows been displayed automatically, but for some reason they're not. Today I learned you can change the spawn biome of a map by incrementing the seed value by 1. I did not know this. That's actually pretty cool. I can't find anything detailing the seed mechanics, but this is not unheard of for map generation in my experience. So different parts of the seed number feed different RNGs for different pieces of generation. That's actually pretty cool. Huh, that's pretty neat. Have to keep that in mind. It was the seeds value by 1. Interesting. So that's where my engine units, yeah, it's a lot of exoskeletons. If you die a lot, like me, and lose your body a fair bit, you may need this many to keep replacing your power armor, but I would think this chest would deliver them to you itself. It just grows some legs, pop some exoskeletons out. Oh man, this is hilarious. The iron lungs, my design for 6-reactor nuclear setup to place on water. Blueprint in the comments. This is very nice. I particularly like the no steam storage part of it. Very nice setup. The heat pipes look slightly iffy to me in terms of heat throughput, as in 3/4 of them on each side are effectively connected over single heat pipe, and that's a lot of heat to pass through. Oh, yeah, I kind of see what they mean. Thus, I decided to actually test it in editor mode and mode with electric interface pulling full load. It seems that it's running just fine at full tilt, making 800 megawatts. Oh, nice. So it's not actually an issue. Since I've never ran at full capacity. So yeah, this can give you 800 megawatts of power. Pretty dang good. How do I stop these deadlocks from happening? Well, okay, they're doing left-hand drive. I have to reorient my brain. They need more signals. So basically the signals are like looping back on each other, which is causing all of them to turn red. Basically, if you follow the principle of a chain signal before each crossing, so like if they put, I mean, there is technically a chain signal before this, but if they need some, like they need one in here if possible. I'm not sure that's possible. I'm not sure they've actually left enough room to signal, but they should have one. I mean, this one should count to that, but it's definitely missing some. I'd be interested to see what the comments have to say. Try and keep more space between your intersections so it fits at least one train to block. Well, yeah, I suppose that's it too. Actually, this train is blocking this because it's sticking in the next intersection. To avoid southbound traffic from blocking northbound traffic, more signals at the intersections to split the northbound rail blocks from the southbound. Yeah, so this is kind of what I was saying. I'm not sure they have room to do all they needed to, but what is going wrong here? Even though I have more than enough copper cable to supply my machines, most of them do not even reach the middle of the belt. Well, busting copper cable is probably not the best plan. I know that sounds that sounds like really mean, but this is why we suggest don't belt copper cables for green circuits. So basically what's happening, they are feeding in, well, just kind of several problems. They have a full red belt of cable, but then they're basically bringing it down to half a red belt because they're merging it with the iron. So they have half a red belt, which is a yellow belt, basically. And then they're splitting that in half again, going two different directions. So they're basically they're going from one full red belt to basically half of a yellow belt on each side of cable, which seems about right for how much cable these actually take. So they're like massively bottlenecking it here. A full red belt would probably be enough for a decent amount of this. I still don't think it'd be enough for all of it. But then you're just basically just bringing it down to half a yellow belt. So you're like cutting it in fours, basically. My math is correct. Your issues belts being capacity, half yellow belt only moves 7.5 items per second, which is easily consumed by the first four machines. I would look at other designs for green circuits that include direct insertion. Yes, direct insertion would be extremely helpful. The good news, everything is working as intended. The bad news, 36 assembler ones will produce 36 green circuits per second, properly fed. Each circuit takes 1 second to craft. This requires 108 copper wire per second. You have 15 copper wire per second going in. Your build would take over 2 blue belts of copper wire to feed. So direct insertion would help. I still don't. Then they would need even more belts of copper, but yeah. Just when I had figured ratios between assemblers, looks like I'm going to need to start from scratch again. It's a good learning experience, though. It really is. Beginner here. Could I have made this better? I mean, you can always make something better. I don't think this is bad. It's kind of spaghetti. I'm trying to figure out what exactly is going on here. I love this. Is hilarious. Okay, so they're making cable here, and they're pulling it out of the red circuit and putting it on this little belt you can barely see inside, and then like it looks like it connects here to be part of this belt. So they have an assembler here, but they're outputting the cable like 3 belts up from this assembler to run to the belt next to it and come down. And then this comes over to here. This is incredibly convoluted, but I really like it, actually. It works, and if it works, then it's not bad. Yeah, it looks like you're making science and it's getting to the labs. Keep up good work. I mean, yeah, basically my thoughts in short. Direct insertion is not capable of saturating assembler 3's express belt inputs. Interesting. Boost your iron income. Never really heard of iron referred that way, but it's fair. A recommendation to new players. Forget everything you've read, learned, or witnessed about Factorio. Avoid watching speedruns, tutorials, or any other kind of playthrough. Don't use external tools such as Factorio calculators, wikis. Don't use blueprints. Basically what I said earlier. But it's good advice. I think it's going to make people's experience much more enjoyable. Finally got my rocket built so I can leave this rock. So like X-Men chip or something? Thought this was the RimWorld sub for a second. Is that space exploration mod? I just cut and paste 2 pics together. The rocket from Elite Dangerous. Oh my gosh. I find 2-time inlines reactors dull. This is the latest version of my 4.6 gigawatt reactor that I've been using for years. Holy moly. That looks really cool, though. That looks super cool. I feel watched. Blueprint. Place on water. Star template included for ease of placing pumps. Optional smart circuits for fuel control. Optional concrete floor for that nuclear reactor fuel. Full roll port coverage and blueprint. This is very nice. Not a massive fan of the Steam storage, but this looks so... I bet this looks absolutely fantastic from the map view as well. Train placement. Picking the right spot is important. Yeah, I mean, at least they were standing off the tracks. That's like a step better than I would do. He's just sleeping. Another train crashed into it. You'd be surprised the amount of time I've done this. I kept my ship. Nice. Usually I keep mine too, because it's too much of a pain to get rid of it. And it adds some aesthetics, right? It's a nice memory of how you got here. Yesterday I started a new game. It was like, hey, I could keep this ship around. That could look cool later on, and then 5 minutes later, it was in the way of me extending my smelter, and I tore it up. The factory must grow. True. You know what? FK, 4K Factorio gear. If this is not the place to post stuff like this, then I'll remove it. Do what now? Nice. I found it strange the Factorio logo is kind of low resolution compared to every other thing in the game. It's efficient. That's fair. Am I doing it right? Is the wrong question. What I will do differently on my next base is the right question. Next base, how can there be another when this one still has room to grow? That's fair. Strange glove, Factorio, or how I learned to stop worrying and love figuring out how to make it better. Fair enough. My 6-year-old is super proud of his factory, has been on me to post it here. He has 6 Biotrons, because why not? Once we get logistic drones up and running, he pretty much took it over on his own from there. Okay. There's no way a 6-year-old actually built this themselves, right? The child and factory will grow. Now, the real question is, will the child outgrow the factory, or will the factory outgrow the child? Well, he's just discovered Spidertron dance on conveyor belt circles trick and is giddy with excitement, so I'm afraid the factory is maturing faster than the child at this point. That's fair. Oh my gosh, I like this. I mean, I assume he had some help from his dad, but like overall, even if he participated a little bit, this is pretty awesome. Okay, so yeah, had a lot of help at first still. Gotta step in and help him fix base material inputs from time to time. He's actually taught me several shortcuts and things. Likes to watch the tutorials. That is awesome. Very quick learner, it seems like. Mini train. Everything about this made me go, what? So, not safe for work tag. The train stores the train merry-go-round, the random Asian text flying across. It's glorious. I'm a little confused as well. Like, okay, so this is some smelting that... Oh, Jesus, almost died. It's giving me anxiety. Oh, man, this is crazy. I'm not... Wow, look at all these... What is going on? This is crazy. This is super cool, but... Man. So it's just like a train bus, basically, but... This is pretty dang cool. You can change the intermittent storage, never thought of that. Yeah, pretty good idea. Nuclear delivery service. Remote explosives 2. Oh, RC&D. Remote controlled car loaded with nuclear device capable of seeking out enemies and will trigger nuclear detonation when destroyed. I think I want to get one of these, please. I need that. This looks pretty awesome. I'd like one of those for my current Ribbon World stream. That'd be very helpful, actually. But I think that is going to do it, folks. Some really good posts, a lot of questions, some cool, interesting stuff posted as always. I hope you all enjoyed as much as I did. And if you did, a like is very much appreciated. If you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, stick around, turn on notifications so you can see all future content. Any questions, thoughts, leave them below. I do always enjoy reading what you all have to say. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.